Jody. Welcome back to The Speeded Life. Today we're going to do something a little new today. We're going to make a couple rings. So I recently showed on this Beaded Life's Bead Friends Facebook page a ring that I made from this marquee. And it's a labradorite marquee, but I also grabbed a moonstone, a square moonstone, and a coin barrel, pink beryl bead. So we're going to look at some of these, and then we're going to make two rings. They're going to be the same, but I just want to show you what I do to make them with flat stones. I have a different technique that I use when I'm making with round stones. So we're going to show that at a different time. Okay. So let's make two. I'm making one with German style wire and one with craft wire. So I'm going to show you both, and that way, no matter what, you probably have what you need. I'll be right back. So I would actually show you the ring that I had on, but yeah, I took it off somewhere and now I don't know what I did with it. It's probably on like my tray upstairs in my bedroom. So here's a few things that I have. First, I have a few different stones. We'll probably do, since I already have one with the marquee, we'll do one with a round stone, a coin, and then a flat square. And I can show you both of those. They're going to be the same process as I used for this. So it's just going to show you how I end up doing the ones for flat stones. Other things that we have some cutters. We have a ring mandrel. Mine is pretty worn off. It's kind of hard to see the sizes on them, but the sizes is something that you're definitely going to want to have on there. I have 20 gauge German style wire in gold, and I have 20 gauge artistic wire in copper. So we're going to use both. The 20 gauge artistic wire is a lot more flexible than the German style. It's a little bit stiffer. So that makes a little bit of a difference when you're making it. And I'm going to show you that. So, and just for example, also too, you're probably going to want like a little hammer. Preferably for the artistic wire or the craft wire, you'll probably want this to work hard in it. So if you don't have one, you can even maybe go borrow the one out of the garage, maybe put something over it, and use it, because you're just going to tap gently while it's on the mandrel. You're not going to be making any dents or anything like that. You're just going to work hard in it. So we have that. And I think I want to use the copper with this pink. I'm just going to test it just to make sure the wire fits through, and it does. So we'll put that one aside. It's been a while since I've done this with German style wire, so we'll see. Oh, and you know what? It may not fit through there. See, maybe we will do another. You know what? Did I grab... You know what? Maybe this is my 18. Hold on one second. I think this might be my 18. Okay, that makes sense why it was so much smaller than the other one, because it was my 18. So I've got my 20 gauge German style wire now, okay? So a couple things. So you shouldn't need more than about 1.5 feet of wire to do this. And if you are making a ring, let's say you need to make it a size 9, you're going to want to start it at size 10, because as you do your wraps and you put your bead on, it does get smaller. So size up 1 full size. All right, I'm going to take off about 1.5 feet of my gold German style wire. And I'm not measuring it. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. And we'll trim that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and kind of smooth it out a little bit. I mean, we're going to be making some, probably a mess out of it, but we'll fix it as we go too. And I'm kind of wondering if I need to move you guys up just a tad. There we go. Shouldn't see too much of a mess over here. But I'm just warming it up with my fingers. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, now that we have it all warmed up, we're going to put our bead on. Ooh, that almost did not fit. This one's got a teeny tiny hole. And we're going to put it at the center, about the center of our wire. So I have both ends of my wire, and there's our stone. Okay, and I do want this one to be a size 9. So I am putting it at the size 10 right here. Okay, and I'm going to hold it there with my finger. So now I have my stone on top. My wires are going down the side. And if I lay this down, because this is the only way I could show you, and when you move it, make sure you're still at that mark that you want to be at, that you didn't slide around. All right, so here's the back of it. We're laying this on our stone, and we just want to take these and wrap them around like this. Don't crisscross your be careful not to crisscross your wire, okay? So if you just need to hold one in place for a minute, you can, and you just take that one wire and put it underneath your stone, okay? And then you're bringing that other wire, we're making sure we're not crossing it. That one is coming up over top of your stone. So I have one wire going underneath and the other one going underneath, but on the top part. So now, this is really weird to show you guys, but so now I have it, it looks like this right now, okay? So I don't know if you can see that very well. There's my stone, and there's my wires. All right, and then we're gonna just finish bringing that back up, bring the other one back up. So now we have our stone and both wires. All right, I'm gonna bring you guys back down just for a second so you can see that. All right, so this is what it looks like. You're gonna have several wraps on one side and several wraps on the other. And your stone's gonna be right in the middle. All right, so now, while it's still on here, and if you do need to slide it back down to where it was, because it does move around, you absolutely can. See, I moved up a little bit because I was pulling on it, but I haven't done anything yet. So I am just holding on to it at, on the ring mandrel and sliding it down towards the 10. All right, so now that I have that, I'm just going to want to slide it off, but still try to maintain that circle. Okay. So you see I've got my circle, my ring, and this is where you start making it attach. All right. So I put my thumb through like this to hold that stone in place. And the best way to do it is to take your wire, go over, like your wire that's on top, you're gonna go over all your wires and you're gonna push that through. Don't grab the end of it because all you're gonna do is really bad, like kink your wire. So you don't wanna do that. So now we have that started. Now this is really dealer's choice here. However many times you wanna go around. I feel like 3 is usually about perfect. So we're gonna go around 3 times, again, over the wires and through the little ring part, but not using the end of your wire, using the middle of it, because it's gonna kink less if you do it that way. All right. And do it again. And just push that through. And one more. And then we can end our wire right in the middle here, okay, underneath our ring. And what we're going to do, so we don't feel any like spiky bits, we're gonna cut it here. You know what, let me just hold on a minute because I wanna wait. I'm just gonna pull that all the way through for a second. Before we cut it, let's, just in case we need to fix any errors, let's go back over to the other side. And now you're gonna wanna try to straighten up your ring part again. And we're going to put our thumb in there and hold that stone. And we're gonna do the same thing. So now I'm on top of the wires. I'm gonna go underneath like this and pull that through. makes my hands shake because I'm trying to hold it so tight. I'm like, the craft wire is a lot easier to maneuver, but you do need to really kind of work hard in it a little bit more than you would the German style wire. And one more time around should do it. All right, so now we have our stone. This one feels a little floppy. I don't think I got it tightened down enough. If that happens, you can always, you know, try to tighten it back down, unravel it, tighten it back down. But I find if I just push up on here, it's gonna stay. You could also, you know, wrap up through here with your wire. You could come up and around. I just tend to not like it. I like the little naked look of it. So, but you can definitely do that. You can also take this wire and go straight up through and wrap it underneath your stone just a little bit, and it'll hold that ring together and it'll keep your flat stone in place. All right, so the marquee did not do this. So but I also used craft wire. So I think I was able to maneuver it a little bit better. I'm going to just use my fingers to guide my little wraps. And just kind of guide them. I'm gonna grab my pliers too, because I just wanna, if you have to fix anything, you can do it now. It'd be perfect to do it now. And it looks like my wire got a little wonky on me there, but that's okay. This is for demonstration purposes. All right. I mean, I'll still wear it, but I mean, it's strictly demonstration purposes. So I'm just gonna take and cut my wire close. Say we didn't have really a lot of waste, and you know, we can use that for another project another time. So, and then I just take my little sharp pointy piece, and I'm just going to want to bring that in and smash it down in between those wires. All right, we'll do the same thing over here. You know what? Maybe we'll do one with just a round stone too on this one. Maybe we'll do 3. You can also go after the little, after you're done doing your trimming and everything, if you still feel something kind of a little rough, you can go in with a file, just like a metal nail file, and file it down. See, this is where I messed up on my wrap, but that's okay. Practice makes perfect, right? All right, so now as you can see, I went up to a size 9. So here's my 10. I don't know if you can really see it very well, but now my ring is a size 9. But now I just want to make sure it's an actual 9. It's just above. So I'm just going to push that ring down. And as you can see, my wire got a little twisted up back here too, but I'm okay with that as well. It didn't do that with the artistic wire, so I think sometimes that's a little bit easier to use. And then you can just use your hammer and just hammer it gently, just to, you know, stiffen it up. You don't need to go crazy on it. As a matter of fact, look, those wires flattened out now. I still have a little twist over here, so I mean, I could do a little bit over here. And there, they flattened out. And now it doesn't look all twisty on the back. All right, let's take it off. And there is my ring. Cute, huh? All right, so now let's do the same thing with this Beryl. So I have this coin bead, and you don't have to use gemstones, you guys. You can use whatever pretty, sparkly, fun stone that you have. It does not have to be a gemstone. If you have a really beautiful crystal that you want to use, you can use that. It's totally up to you. If you're going to use something really fine and dainty, like a genuine pearl, you're gonna probably want to maybe use like a 22 gauge and maybe do one extra wrap around here for your ring on each side. So, all right, we don't really need to warm up craft wire very much because it's very soft. All right, so now we got our copper, and let's put our same thing we're doing, putting our bead onto the center. And you know what? That's my cat wanting out, so let me let her out before we get too crazy here. Okay, so now that I have my stone right where I want it in the middle of my wire, I'm going to do the same thing. I want another size 9. So I'm going to bring it down to the 10 again. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take our ring mandrel. We have our stone on top. And we're just going to flip it around. I'm flipping it around so you guys can see it. Normally you would just keep your stone facing you and just use your hands to feel it. But so you guys can see what I'm doing, I'm flipping it all over. All right, and now this one is going to go underneath that stone. I'm going to pull tighter this time. I don't think I pulled tight enough for the last one. And this one is going to go underneath the stone, but on top. Pull that back down. And pull it around one more time. So if you keep them spread apart like this, your chances of them crossing on the back are a lot less than if you had them all bunched up at the same time while you were wrapping it around. All right, so now we have this side and we have this side. So now let's pull it tighter. Okay, I'm gonna pull it tighter. All right. And this time we're going to push those in, push those wires up underneath, and keep tightening it down. Oops, I'm sorry, guys. Keep tightening it down. So now our wires are closer together, and we're going to just hang on to it. Check our wires in the back, move them around if you need to, and then we're going to just gently pull it off there. We need to hang on to our stone with our thumb. And I'm just checking my wire situation. This time I'm going to really double check and make sure my wires are positioned up underneath the stone, because that's what's going to stabilize it a little bit better. This wire is coming out up here at the top. So we're going to go over top of our wires and go through. And do this nice and slowly so that you can position the wire where you want it. You don't have to, it's not a race. You don't have to hurry. Okay. And I'm going to push it through. And we can always fix this too when we're done. We can use our pliers to fix this. You can slide it up as you go. And I'm going to do the same thing I did on the other one. I'm just going to make 3 wraps. It's kind of fiddly. All right, and now that have our 3 wraps, we're just going to let it sit like that for a minute. Put our thumb back in there, or if we need to, we can put it back on the mandrel and slide it down to kind of straighten everything back out. Okay, so don't be afraid to slide it back on the mandrel for a second just to get everything back positioned. It's an ugly process, but the results are really pretty. So I mean, it takes a hot minute to like get this right. And then the same with this one. And I'm sure my instructions look really, really clumsy, so I apologize for that. All right. And I think I'm going to grab like a thinner gauge wire to show you. I pulled one round stone. So I'm going to grab my thinner gauge wire to show you that. Plus I'm going to show you what I do sometimes with the round stones. All right, so we're going to pull that back up. And we need to go one more time. And again, like grab your wire and just kind of play with it. You know, it's you can use your least expensive wire and just do some different things with it and experiment. That's what I started doing. Like I saw one ring demo like a long time ago on Jewel School. No, was it Jewel? Yeah, Jewel School. And I've been using that technique, not same style, but technique to do a bunch of other different ones. So, but these are my favorite ones to do because they're super easy. So now we have our ring stabilized. We have our wraps that they're pretty close to matching on both sides. So I can just scoot that one up a little bit if I want to. Just slide it up a little bit so that you're happy with the way your wraps look. And see, we're kind of twisted back here, but we'll fix all that. Don't worry about fixing a bunch of stuff because you can fix a lot of that when you're done. So we got some wire that we can trim off here. And let's tuck that in. Tuck that little sharp part in. And like I said, grab a little metal file. If you can't get it all the way tucked in there, you can file that down too to where there's no more rough edges. I'm going to want to file that one because it's being kind of stubborn. So let's see if we can get this one too. Maybe I need to pull it out just a little bit. You can get in there a little bit closer. But a really good pair of flush cutters will help you here. I don't have a super really great pair of flush cutters, but I have a pair of flush cutters that works. All right, so there it is. Now we're going to put it back on our ring mandrel. And we're going to slide it down, and you can do like a little twist and slide, like a twist and shout. So if you have to like brace your mandrel up against your body, you can. But I'm looking for that size 9. And it looks like I closed it in too far. So I ended up making this one about a size 8. So that'll fit on another one of my fingers, and that's okay. You see, now look, this one doesn't really wobble. Not as bad as the other one did. But let's put it back on there. And let's go ahead and do some work hardening. So again, we're just going to do some taps, okay? Just some little taps. You don't have to hit it hard. And that actually fits on this finger. So I just slid it on over top of that one. So look at there. There's my rings. All right, we're gonna make one more ring, and I'm gonna go get some thinner gauge wire. And I just lost my bead. I had a little Botswana agate here, a little 6mm. I'll find him. Oh, there he is. I thought this would make a beautiful ring. So let me get some more wire. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I grabbed some 24 gauge artistic wire. So this is another craft wire. And I'm gonna pull off a little bit more than 1.5 feet because we're gonna want a little extra wire here. So probably closer to 2 feet. So this is gonna be like a little thinner one. And we are going to go ahead and put our bead on, and we're going to start in the center again, just like before, and just drop that right down into the center, if I can get it to the center. All right, there we go. I'm just going to kind of straighten these out a little bit to kind of help me out. They like to stay in that nice little curve because they've been sitting in that curve for a while. So if you just kind of straighten them out a little bit with your fingers, it'll do you some wonders. There we go. Okay, now we got them straightened out. So now with the ones with like a round stone like this, I'm gonna bend both of my wires. So now I have it like this. And I'm just using this antique bronze, and I think it'll help you see it a little bit. So, and we're gonna start still. I wanna start at size 10 because I would really like a size 9. I nailed the first one at size 9, but, and we're gonna do the same motions, okay? So we're gonna go crisscross in the back. All right, so we're crossing in the back, but not crossing wires, okay? So we wanna make sure that we're not crossing wires. I should have one wire on the bottom and one wire on top, and I do. And we're gonna do it again. Okay, just bringing it over and back around. If you have to do one side at a time, you can. And then stop it right there. Just go past your stone just a little bit. Do the other side. Just go past your stone just a little bit. So now I have my ring part made, right? Now this one is a little bit different. So we keep it on our mandrel and we're just gonna pull that tight. And we're gonna position it back at the 10 because I slid up a little bit. And then when we do that, we're gonna hang on to this one wire in our one hand, and we're gonna take our top wire and we're going to wrap it around the base of our stone, okay? And we're gonna do that probably about 3 times or so. Okay, got that one. What we're doing is kind of making like a little bit of a setting in a way. We're gonna take our other wire and we're going to do the same thing, but we're gonna come up just a little bit more and set it on top of that other wire that we have there. About 3 times. Okay, so just like that. One more time and go down a little bit lower. So what we're really doing is we're just kind of making like a little bird's nest in a way on that stone. Let me bring you down so you can see a little bit closer. So I have the wires all wrapped around here. So I did about 3 times on each side, okay, with each one. And I think we could probably go one more. And I'm trying to fill in some like dead space here, right? Because I'm actually not really using a round stone. We kind of use a more of like a rondelle shape. So we just want to kind of fill in some of the space on the sides just to kind of make it look better. And it's going to look kind of like a little bird's nest. All right, am I still at the 10? Yes. All right, so now that we're here, we're going to pull it off of our mandrel. Being very careful. You want to still hold everything together. And you don't want your stone to be flopping out of your little nest that you made. Now we're going to come in here and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to secure the sides. So we're going to push that wire through. All right. And we're going to wrap. And now with a thinner wire, I'll usually wrap about 4 to 5 times. But you can wrap as little or as much as you want. You can go down the side of the ring a little bit more if you want to. You can wrap the entire ring if you want to. But if you do that, just remember that you're going to want to be careful of your sizes. All right. One more time through. And we'll just put that right there. Now we're going to come over to the other side. And I'm going to pull that tight again. I'm going to wrap that around the top of our wires. That first one that you do, you're going to really want to pull really nice and tight, just so to keep all your wires in place. And just keep following your wrap down. If you're really good at doing like wire wrapping and like making like little swirls and patterns, this is where you'd want to do that. You could do all kinds of really fun, like make yourself like a little setting and do some swirls down the side. I'm not that good, you guys. I'm not that good at wire wrapping. My skills are okay, but not decorative. Definitely not decorative. Mine will do. So this is what it ends up looking like. So it gives you this really cute little bird's nest like setting. Really, really sweet. And we got a really pretty Botswana agate in there. All right, so now we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna trim off as close as we can get to underneath. All right. Both sides. And if you plan on selling these or giving them away, just keep putting your finger in it too to make sure that nothing is sharp. The last thing you'd want to do is like hurt somebody's finger. So that's why I recommend using the file if you need to. Definitely use the file if you need to. Or if you're making it for yourself for that matter. You don't want to hurt yourself either. All right. So I think we're good. This is what the underneath looks like. So it's open, which is nice. All right, so this is what we have. Now we're gonna do the same steps, right? So we need to put it back on our ring mandrel. And we are just about at a size 9. Looks like I did this one the right way, you guys. And that brings us to size 9 right here. So now we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna take our hammer and we're just gonna tap. I know that's obnoxious, you guys. But you can do it really gently. You don't have to be wailing on it. You don't want to do that anyway because you're just gonna dent it. And we're just work hardening it. You can work harden your little coils too. Just, you know, it's not gonna hurt anything. And if you have to, just keep going until you feel confident that you're where you're at. Now, if you did want to kind of distress it, you could. So if you wanted to bring in your little ball end of it, you could do that. And now, because this is such thin wire, flip it over, put it the other way on there, and put it back on the mandrel, just in case you may have like stretched out any of the wires. This will make it more even. All right, now we have our ring. There you go, guys. Well, I hope you liked this one. This was a lot of fun for me to do. I wonder if that'll fit on my middle finger. Nope, not really. So here's our rings. We made some rings today. That was a lot of fun. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. It's super easy to do. You can really do it with any size or shape of stone. Just this basic technique here. And just remember, if you're using anything that's going to be kind of more rounded, you're going to want to make like a little base for it. And you don't have to go up that big. I like bird nesty looking things. So that's why I go that big. I like the way that looks. All right, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you all soon. I'm sending you guys my love. Talk to you later. Bye.